So, this video is gonna be 10 things I love about Japan.
Me.
No. Number 10, 7-Eleven. Shout out to 7-Eleven for keeping it real, keeping their prices on the low, having everything I need, having an ATM with a manual in English, having nice employees. Shout out to 7-Eleven for being the realest convenience store in Japan and for offering me a little piece of home every time I went somewhere. 7-Eleven with their free Wi-Fi. Can I just say, in Japan, that was a blessing. Bless up, 7-Eleven. You are a bomb. Number 9, the landscapes, the sceneries. I just loved mountains. Like, I love mountains. Florida, flat. The highest mountain, I think, is like a hill of trash that we have. Like, I'm not making that up. Like, that's the highest, that's the peak of Florida, is like a landfill that they covered in grass. Shout out to Japan for having beautiful mountains. You can ride down the highway, you can go on the train, and you'll just see awesome cities. And that in combination with like the new and the old, with the high-tech modern cities and just temples and shrines sprinkled in between it. It was just super cool to just see it all together, and I just loved being able to walk around and take pictures and just see the sights. Like, that was just something that I loved about Japan.
This video is gonna make me hate you.
What? What? You don't like my top 10 lists?
I want to go to Japan and you're just rubbing it in my face.
And it's you're not even seeing the photos.
Going.
Huh?
Oh yeah, we're planning our trip right after LA.
It's not the same because you went there first. I wanted to go there first.
Oh damn. Oh, that's different. That's personal.
Number 8. This is gonna be weird, but I love the infrastructure of Japan. And what I mean by that is just the interconnectedness, the well-constructed roadways and railways that were very easy to navigate. As a foreigner, that was so awesome.
Only an engineer would say this.
Exactly, I know. I made it to Kyoto and traveled around Kyoto on my own from Osaka. I made it to Tokyo and traveled around Tokyo on my own and back to Osaka very easily. I didn't have many problems. And I owe that to the well-constructed, well-thought-out and planned-out infrastructure in Japan. So shout out to the trains and the buses and taxis for making transportation super easy. On top of that, a lot of neighborhoods were pedestrian-oriented. Like, a lot of the streets weren't built for cars. Like, they were built for large traffic of people to walk through. When you see a car drive through, they have the right of way, but they're not the priority. Like, the priority is like pedestrians, and what that helps is like the growth of small business and a lot of other things. And it was just cool to see a country that did it so well when you can see it done super poorly in other developing cities or communities in the US. That was too long of a rant for me to talk about infrastructure. Number 7, diversity. I loved how diverse Japan was. When you think about Japan, you think of, I don't know, crazy music videos and weird infomercial products and Japanese people. I don't know. That's what I think of. I mean, its proximity to the Asian continent, I was surprised to see that there was a lot of Indian influence in a lot of things. Curry was a very popular ingredient in a lot of dishes, and as an American, that's something I didn't realize, that, you know, like, there's Indian influence in Japan, but it's obvious when you think about it, I guess. Me, an American, I'd never felt out of place. Like, me being a Christian, dark-skinned person, I never felt like I was rejected or looked down upon or different, even though everyone around me had different backgrounds, upbringings, and appearances than I did. Christianity isn't the #1 religion in Japan like it is in the United States. So I learned a lot about the human experience when it comes to other types of faiths and worldviews, and that's something that I appreciated out of my trip. Number 6.
Aren't you fancy? You have a slave now.
You're not my slave. You're not my slave.
He likes
Wow, it was a fair holiday.
Oh!
Something that I loved about Japan, no matter where you were, there was always something to do. And not just like something, like plenty of really cool things to do. And that might be part of me just having that honeymoon fascination for Japan and being there for only 2 months and not having enough time to do everything I wanted. That might have been part of it. But on top of that, it was just like, I always felt like I was having fun. I was never bored. Being from a small town in the USA, there's times where you're tired of going to the movies and the same mall every day, you know. Where I was in Osaka, it was a larger city, and there was like a million things to do. There was downtown, there was maid cafes, there was giant malls, there was...
What did you do then? Or is that another video?
That's if they want it. That if you want a
what
video...
If they know? And now let them know the story. That's not fair.
Yeah, there was never a lack of anything to do, and I loved that. And I mean, I was also in a big city, but wherever I went, there was always something cool going on. Number 5, it was really safe. Everywhere I went in Japan, I never felt in danger. Even when I was in a crowd, even when I was in Tokyo, even when I was in places where I should have felt like I was in danger. I never once felt threatened. I never once...
Do you not feel like that in the US?
There are places that I go in the US that I do feel like I'm in danger. And
like where?
It's crazy
Please
to think that.
Is it when you're around cops?
That's a different conversation.
Oh, you went there.
No, I'm not afraid of
trying to
cops.
stay away. Why not, Josh?
Most of them are looking out for...
Are you
the
like
betterment
chilling
of-
with Lil Wayne now?
Wow, this discussion got political real fast. The crime rate in Japan is much lower than the crime rate in the United States.
I was watching a video about these YouTubers that they are from Japan, and they were talking about stuff like that. Like, is it dangerous? They would feel danger, whatever. And they were saying how over there, they're the type of people that they don't even lock their bikes.
Exactly.
Because they know that no one's gonna rob
Exactly.
them.
Like,
'Cause it's
they
just
carry
not-
their wallets in their back pocket. Like,
It's like-
stuff like that. Like,
Some
I'm
people-
always... Like,
Right.
the places I've traveled to before, Honduras, Guatemala, like, you gotta be on guard, ready to fight, like, wherever you go. So I go to Japan, like, ready to fight wherever. I never was once in danger.
That's racist.
Ever.
Really karate? That's racist.
Actually, and like when I went to Venezuela in 2012, my cousin, I went on the bus with my cousin, because like going on the bus in Venezuela is like an experience,
Yeah.
right? But when we were on the bus, she took a selfie of us, right? And when my whole family saw it, they were like calling her crazy, like they were like screaming at her because it's
She had her phone out in
extremely dangerous to have your phone out in a bus.
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, you know, like when she took out the phone, she was like looking around and she took the picture really fast because like in a bus, people will jack you so bad. You can't walk with jewelry. You can't walk with nice clothes.
So that's what I'm used to, is like being on guard wherever I travel, just to be on the safe side. And that's not bad when you're traveling in Japan, but I never have even heard of an experience of someone I know being like put in danger. And there were places that I went that like, if I went to a similar place like that in the US or in Honduras or another country, I would have been very afraid.
You think that that's why they make too many animes?
I was
Because they're
thinking
they're so like danger is such a like a thing that they like
Technically,
dream
it's
about kind of.
anime.
I was thinking that.
Anime.
I imagine something like Tokyo Ghoul, where it's like a hyper-violent, like crime-centered, not crime-centered, but like something like that
Psychopaths.
would be even more effective in Japan, you know?
That reminds me, I want to see Akira.
Oh, I see what you're
I recommend
saying.
it, yeah.
Yeah, it would make a bigger impact because people
Exactly.
are not used to seeing that.
Exactly, yeah. Anyways, something else I
You're
love
saying
about
that in
Japan.
America, you're like, I see goals all the time. Who cares? I saw one eat one year, the other one yesterday.
I mean, we did have like a guy in Miami eat another guy's face off. This conversation went a lot of places. Something else I love about Japan, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, is the cities, okay? I went to Osaka, I went to Kyoto, I went to Nara.
Sally?
Not Piss Alley. I did not like Piss Alley. But kind of what I mentioned earlier, where it's like you see these giant structures, these skyscrapers, and then in between that you still see that rich Japanese culture of old, and it's cool to just see how it all just seamlessly connects in one like awesome experience that is just an honor to just walk through and like breathe in. As I mentioned, kind of together in that is the culture. That's my number 3 thing. Every day I learned something when I was in Japan. I don't know if that's because in the United States we're really focused on ourselves and not about learning about other cultures so much. So when I'm immersed in this environment of just so much culture, so much history, so much tradition, it was just amazing to just take it all in and try to learn it and understand why, and like get this new perspective on just how people live their lives differently. And that's something that Japan offers in spades. And number 2, the food. Oh my god, delicious. Their donuts, I love their donuts.
Barbecue.
Except for the barbecue lady in Piss Alley, don't go there. But besides that, I didn't struggle to find affordable food that was delicious. Beef bowls. In Osaka, there are a ton of traditional dishes that I loved. Takoyaki, which is octopus balls. It doesn't sound great, but you learn to love it.
Wait, what?
Octopus balls.
But they're not like octopus testicles. They're like octopus.
I don't think there's
octopus
turn into balls figures.
in like fried dough circles and covered in sauce.
You nasty me.
The number 1 thing I loved about Japan
Me anime manga
was the kind-hearted people. The kind-hearted people of Japan.
Rice.
As
Sorry, that went very stereotypical. I apologize for any Asian.
all of those foods were
audience.
amazing for the
I'm
record.
sure they are. I wish I could go and try some.
The people. That was what I loved the most. I made so many awesome friends in Japan, and I'd like to thank them for sharing their time with me and showing me the culture and taking their time to show me, you know, the city and all that, because that meant the world to me. And if it wasn't for kind-hearted people, in Japan, I don't know what my experience would have been. And just being able to not feel uncomfortable wherever I went, and being able to ask for help when I needed it and get help whenever they could, it was such a positive thing for my trip. So that's what I love the most about Japan. What did you like about Japan? Have you been there?
No, I have not been there, Josh. Don't rub it in my face.
Let me know in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe for more Japan content. See you later. I'm sitting here, like my direct, is that necessary for you to be among the rubber ducks? That was the name of the restaurant. In English, that translates into morning work. Like, literally, like.
Can I see that?
Oh my god.
Oh, it's
brought tea.
it's a obscure PewDiePie reference.
Okay. That's cool.
I love that.
Wait, did PewDiePie delete his channel? Because he was going to do it at 50 million. He already has 50 million.
He did.
He did.
Really?
No.